Villains in fiction are usually known for their evilness and their sadistic traits. However, I think that there is some good in anything. So the point of this video is to see what positive traits I could find in villains across media. First, we have Tai Lung from Kung Fu Panda, and I'd say that his positive traits are his patience and his diligence. Tai Lung is a very patient person. This is shown in his introduction when he's incarcerated, and we are told through dialogue that he was in prison for 20 years, with the guards assuming that he's given up hope of escape, given how tight their security is and, since he's been there for 20 years. But this isn't true. Throughout those 20 years, he was in fact waiting patiently for his escape, which eventually came to him in the form of the messenger Shifu sent. Now, another one of Tai Lung's positive traits is his diligence. It's established through both dialogue with himself and Shifu that he's a very hard worker. In fact, it was his hard work that got him to become so proficient. When it comes to achieving his goals, he is relentless in his pursuit. Next, we have Judge Holden, and I'd say his positive trait is intelligence. Judge Holden is a very learned man in history, philosophy, music, and more. This desire for knowledge is such a defining characteristic as well, because it led to this amazing quote, his most knowledgeable and notable quote, which is, "Whatever in creation exists without my knowledge exists without my consent." And what's crazy is that he's willing to pass on knowledge too. In the book, he constantly shares knowledge to the protagonist and to his other mercenaries as well as philosophizing with them. So he's those are like his only good traits I could think of. After Judge, we have Eren Yeager, and I'd say his positive traits are his determination and his fearlessness. As for the determination, that's something we see countless times within the series. But it's first present when he was doing his ODM training and it was tampered with by Keith. Through sheer determination and diligence, he managed to pass the test the next day while handicapped. And his determination is also showed later in the series when he ripped and escaped out of shackles through ripping his thumbs off, just so he could reach Ymir. As for his fearlessness, again, that's something we see throughout the entire series, especially when it comes to Titans. The second time he met the Colossal Titan, he tried to kill it by himself. And in fact, that's crazy because most people, when seeing Titans in general, would run away in fear. Especially a Titan that big. For him to just jump in full of rage and try and kill it is insane. After that, we have Walter White, and his positive characteristic is his intelligence, similar to Judge Holden. Walter starts off the series as a highly overqualified chemistry teacher who was previously revealed to be at the head of a company. That was the reason why he became a chemistry teacher in the first place, because he quit that company. But his intelligence is also shown in his product as well, with the highly purified crystal meth that was doing rounds in the market. Throughout the show, Walter is shown to have a knack for chemistry, mathematics, engineering, and be a natural tactician, as he's constantly overwhelming bigger players than himself through such limited means. For me personally, these are all positive traits that anyone would enjoy in their everyday life. And finally, we have Oswald Cobblepot from The Penguin, and his positive trait is his adaptability. Oz is a really despicable guy, but he's also a guy who is alive despite everything, and that is because he can adapt to situations accordingly. Throughout the show, he's shown to be intelligent, but not in the traditional sense, such as through mathematics or science like Walter, but through his ability to think on his feet. This is highlighted numerous times within the story when his back is against the wall and he manages to slither his way out. This was first when he killed Alberto out of anger and managed to trick Sophia into thinking a rival family did the act by handing over his ring to the rival family and cutting off Alberto's finger. After that was when he killed Hakimi to cover up his role in the ambush on the Falcone family. Because of Vic's failure to plant evidence, he had to kill him on the spot and managed to plant the evidence, the knife, on Sophia's bodyguard to make it look like Sophia's bodyguard was a rat and a mole working for the other team. And finally, it was when he got Sophia arrested. After losing all his men in an explosion and all his resources, he managed to buddy up to a Gotham politician and get him to pounce on Sophia and raid her, ultimately putting his main rival, the woman who wants him dead, in prison and coming out on top. If you liked the video, like and subscribe and let me know what you think down below.